Arjen Robben, the master of cutting inside, one of the most famous trademarks in football. A phenomenal left foot that screams danger to the opposition whenever he makes a 3 yard to shoot. And the question everyone asks, how did he replicate the same predictable skill again and again and again? How did the defenders fall for it again and again and again? Because here's the thing, since he joined Bayern Munich in 2009, he scored a total of 99 goals there, with 88% of those being with his famous left foot, only 6% being with his weaker right foot, and the other 6 with his head. Robben was known for having a weak right foot, as he prioritised doubling down and improving his left foot instead. And this brings me to a famous Bruce Lee quote that is always tied to Arjen Robben on any article or video when mentioning his training method. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. And Robben was known for religiously practicing this trademark skill in training all the time. There is one question that's still never been answered to this day. How did defenders fall for this same predictable skill over and over again? And this is what we will be decoding in this analysis. Techniques. First, I want to highlight 4 techniques that stand out to me when analysing Robben cutting inside. 1. Angle of approach. When he receives the ball, his first touch isn't an instant knock inside. He always tries to run directly at the defender first, threatening both angles in scenarios where the defenders are set in the position, either with one touch and then cutting inside, or multiple touches towards the defender and then cutting inside. This makes the defender continue to back off trying to read the situation, or plant the feet when they feel completely uncertain. Now, when he drops his shoulder to cut inside, he always has some momentum advantage, keeping him in the lead. In scenarios where defenders are running to get set or tracking back, he runs at the outside angle, which is so smart. He could easily attack head-on, but he runs at this line threatening all of this space, causing the retreating defender to pick up even more speed to cover this space. And timed to perfection, he simply goes against the defender's momentum, using all that space as bait. 2. Cutting backwards. Look how nearly every cutback is never knocked directly to the side. He knocks the ball slightly backwards, which gives him more space to work with. As the defenders are anticipating Robben's signature cut inside, if he were to knock the ball directly in field, the defender would be able to get touch tight because they're ready. And the antidote to this is knocking the ball backwards, keeping the distance from the defender. When he does have the space, he of course chooses to cut directly in field, which is more efficient and penetrating. Sometimes we see him face the defender up with technique 1, angle of approach, and then simply knock the ball backwards and shoot straight away. Other times we see him take multiple touches, literally running slightly back up the pitch in order to find an angle for the shot. And it's so interesting to see because I'm sure this would feel so unnatural when practicing it. 3. Fake shot. As Robben cuts inside and he has a defender trying to stay tight, he uses these subtle fake shots to offset the defender who constantly have to slow down to block the potential shot. He throws his arms up, he momentarily slows down and shortens his stride, faking setting himself up for a shot, and then bursts back out of it, creating more room once the defender slows down. And we can see this technique mixed with the last one, cutting backwards, also adds another element of skill. Robben cutting the ball backwards and performing a fake shot really messes with the defenders. Cutting backwards creating a gap between the two, and defenders hate this. They want to stay touch tight. So this backwards touch acts as bait for the defender to sprint and catch Robben. When he then throws a fake shot, the defender has to come to a stop, and now Robben moves the ball, leaving the defender in the dust. He uses the defender's momentum against him, causing them to pick up speed to try and catch him, then fueling them with a fake shot, causing them to decelerate. And as they do, he moves the ball again, leaving more space for the shot. 4. Body position when shooting. Whenever Robben whips the ball far corner, the same pattern repeats with his body position. As he strikes the ball, his hips are facing the throw-in line. Or you can see how his shirt number on his back is parallel with the throw-in line. and his standing foot is often facing towards the corner flag. The more open your hips, the more likely you are to hit that far corner. And with really tight angle shots, his hips are actually facing back up the pitch. Now we've broken down the magic of the technique, the last piece of the puzzle can be explained by Robin himself. Although defenders know Robin's signature move, he emphasises flexibility and variation to his trademark skill. For example, sometimes he takes one touch and shoots. Other times he runs backwards, enticing the defender in who has to block off potential shots as it's so deadly. Sometimes running directly in field and also mixing it up a little bit. Here's what Robin says in an ESPN interview. Robin himself often doesn't know what's next either. A lot of it comes from intuition and from experience. You're often reacting to the positioning of the defenders and midfielders. Robin said, the situation dictates the run, you can't always look to shoot. The situation dictates the run, you can't always look to shoot. This shows he's reacting to every situation. It's not a robotic, pre-planned force skill. And this is what makes it unpredictable for the defenders. Yes, they can predict he will cut inside, but they can't predict when he will shoot. And this is the ultimate power Robin has. Once he cuts inside and has a yard ahead due to his angle of approach and a time knock inside, the defender has to block off any potential shot, always leaving them at risk to fall for a fake shot. He's always one step ahead because of this. And because he's intelligent, he stays composed and reads the situation and reacts. You have to surprise opponents, keeping them guessing, Robin said. Doing the same thing over and over again without variation will not work. We're always looking to come up with different solutions up front by taking up different positions or making different runs. If you never pass or dribble or go on the outside, cutting inside will stop working. If you never pass, dribble or go outside, the cutting inside will stop working. This is important. Of course, we have only analysed his goals, but there are plenty of times when Robin cuts inside and then plays a through ball. And lastly, there was actually a study done by a cognitive scientist named Shanti Ganesh on Robin cutting inside. In 2010, a cognitive scientist named Shanti Ganesh, based at Radboud University in the Netherlands, conducted a study into Robin's movement. She determined that Robin's moves are little faster than conscious knowledge. A defender's brain, Ganesh said, unconsciously follows Robin's feints, even if it knows deep down that they are only feints. In the time it takes to rectify the error, Robin, as he was always going to, as everyone involved knew he was going to, has cut inside and taken a shot, the player can still correct himself, Ganesh said, but that will always be a fraction too late. So basically your subconscious mind is in charge and you will fall for slight body feint, leaving you one step behind. But the fact a cognitive scientist got involved in this debate shows how important this question is to the football world. How did defenders fall for the same predictable skill over and over again? And now you know why. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did we crack the code to Robin cutting inside, or did I miss something? Like and subscribe, but most importantly, keep chasing your potential.